Donald Trump has instructed the U.S. Department of Justice via an executive order signed on Wednesday to begin investigating and, if necessary, prosecuting teachers across the country that support transgender students. Doesn't matter, K through 12 education. If you support a student that is transgender, the United States Department of Justice has been instructed to prosecute you. Oh, and for the record, I'm not just talking about, a teacher that is encouraging a child to, become a different gender. That's not what this order is addressing. No, this order says, well, let me read you this from Mother Jones. I don't want to, misquote anything here. In the executive order issued Wednesday evening, titled Ending Radical Indoctrination in K-12 Schooling, Trump directs the Attorney General to work with local and state officials to investigate teachers who, quote, unlawfully facilitate the social transition of a minor student. The order defines social transitioning to include using a trans student's name and pronouns, recognizing a student as non-binary, or allowing them to use the restroom that aligns with their gender identity. So if a student that was assigned male at birth tells the teacher, hey, listen, I'm transitioning, I want you to use she, her pronouns. If the teacher does that, that teacher is going to be prosecuted by the United States Department of Justice and sent to prison by using a different pronoun. The same section of the order suggests that K-12 teachers and school officials who take action to support trans students' identities be prosecuted under laws banning sexual exploitation of minors and practicing medicine without a license. So in other words, we're not just going to prosecute you for using a different pronoun that does not correspond with their gender assigned at birth. We're basically going to make you a sex offender by charging you with the exploitation, the sexual exploitation of a minor. Because that is, of course, the biggest issue facing the country today. Donald Trump doesn't care that you can't afford groceries. Most people didn't even notice that Donald Trump sent out an executive order last week that actually raised the price of your prescription drugs. This is the priority: prosecuting teachers who are not actively telling students to transition. They're just not being judgmental. That's all this is. You're prosecuting teachers for not being judgmental. That's now a crime in the United States, according to the executive order. It's a criminal act. This is insane. Let me tell you something here. If you've ever been in school, ever in your life, you know that there are students in every school that dislike certain teachers. And I'm sure each one of us can think back and remember a rumor, right? That somebody had going around about at least one of the teachers in that school. Doesn't matter where you went to school, when you went to school, you know that happened. And you also, as you get older, realize none of that was true. But suppose a student dislikes a teacher, right? That teacher gets onto the student, writes them up, sends them to the dean, whatever it is. And that student, in their pissed off state, decides to call the little tip line and say, hey, listen, yeah, there's a teacher at this school that is, actively telling us to be transgender. Okay, bye. If you don't think that happens, then you don't know middle schoolers and high schoolers, because it absolutely will. They will absolutely do that just to punish a teacher that punished them. And that is horrific, because it is going to destroy the lives of these administrators and these teachers. This is going to rip apart community. This is insanity. This is utter insanity. The fact that this is what this guy, this convicted effing felon sitting in the White House, that this is what he's doing. Because he's a convicted felon, he wants to turn everybody else into a convicted felon, I guess. It gets worse. The order also directs federal agencies to promote patriotic education, which it defines as teaching a, quote, accurate, honest, unifying, inspiring, and ennobling characterization of America's founding. To achieve that goal, it reestablishes the 1776 Commission, which Trump created during his first term to, quote, Cultivate patriotic citizens ready for the workforce, not political activists. Because that's all you want, right? Good little compliant worker bees. You don't want us to think for ourselves. You don't want us to be individuals. You want to create patriotic little workers to sit and make your little Tinker Toys or whatever the hell it is we're making that day, right? Stupid, compliant, monolithic, right? No differences between any of us, except what's between our legs. And you all want to make sure that you damn well know what's between our legs so, no perverts out there look at us, right? This 2 weeks, not even 2 full weeks of this administration, has exceeded any expectation I had about how bad it was going to be, right? Like, I had no delusions that maybe he'll do something good, right? I wasn't stupid. I knew he wasn't going to do anything good. But the amount of damage that he has managed to cause in under 2 weeks, the number of targets he has put on different groups' backs, never could have imagined it would have been this bad. And by the way, if you're not in one of those groups that has a target on their back, don't worry. He will get to you eventually. Did you know that you might be missing out on wonderful content from me? I mean, you're here already because clearly you like what you see. So if you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the video, share them with your friends and family, but also follow me across the rest of the social media world. And it's not that hard to do. Whether it's X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, on every one of those platforms, you can find me at the username @FarronBalanced. Simple enough, right? So get on it. And if you don't feel like going to each one of those outlets individually, lucky for you, we have links in the description of this video to take you right to my pages across all of social media. So don't miss a minute. And while you're at it, make sure you're also subscribed to the Ring of Fire YouTube channel, which I have been hosting for many, many years now. We've got more than 1 million subscribers over there, and there is fresh content over there every single day of the week. So again, if you're not subscribed, subscribe to this channel. And while you're at it, go subscribe to Ring of Fire at youtube.com/The Ring of Fire and @FarronBalanced across every social media platform that, of course, is not considered just a far-right hellscape. Well, maybe Twitter is, but that's a story for a different day.